Welcome to Chronic Combat Conversations, a live look at our best bets, picks, and predictions for every UFC event with your host, TB Scouting MMA, and
the Guru back again for UFC Vegas 92. Edson Barboza taking on Lerone Murphy in your featherweight main event. But before we can get to this Apex card, we've got a fantastic guest in the building. You hate to love him. You love to hate him. He's cashing bets, honestly, all he's trying to do is make us all rich. That's all he's trying to do, huh? You see, pun intended, just win, baby, in the house. My brother from another mother country. What is good, my friend? Thank you for joining us this evening.
What's up, bro? Yeah, thanks for the introduction. I stayed up till 1 a.m. for this, so glad you appreciate it. And you get me on my final podcast appearance. I'm done after this. No more pods for you, for anyone. I'm canceling the whole shebang. So
no, that's not happening.
Let's make it a good one.
I agree. No, you know what? If anything, we're just going to have such a good time that he just needs to come back on with us. But listen, we're live every Wednesday, 8 p.m., EST, EDT, low T, whatever you want to call it. But come have a great time with us. It's truly, we're here for the conversation and, free content, always looking to have a good time. But, if you're looking for paid content, we got our guy Just Win Baby on here. Very low cost for entry to get his picks on the regular. Someone that's got a proven track record. And that's why we have the professionals on this show. Best bets, best guess, always free picks. If you haven't already, do the right thing. Go follow Just Win Baby and get some of his content because he deserves it. And, if you need a little bit of fight stat analysis, a little fight numbers, 30% off, promo code Chronic, if you're into DFS and all that stuff, we don't really bring that here, so you can get all the tools you need over at Fight Numbers. But what you guys really came here for is this slammer of a main event in the Apex. Another, is this guy ready for the moment type of main event. We've got Edson Jr. Barboza versus Lerone the Miracle Murphy. And boy, oh boy, is it a miracle that we're back in the Apex on another beautiful Saturday night. I know nobody is more excited than the Guru. Not ideal. But I will say, listen, Lerone Murphy here, minus 142. Barboza, the veteran, post-USADA landscape. Wonder what he's coming out looking like here at plus 120. Jose Aldo and some other friends or any, teller. It could be. Then again, this guy looks like he's pissing nuclear every time he comes out. So shout out Edson Barboza for being on all the best vitamins and minerals and vegetables in the world. But the real question here is, how does this fight play out? So Lerone Murphy, I think, if he's able to use his offensive wrestling, to get Barboza to slow on his output, to be on the back foot, then I think Lerone's going to have it cooking here. I just envision a world where, Murphy tends to not pull away. He's not very much a high volume fighter. He can be very precise and powerful, but I think he's done it against the type of guys like Ricardo Ramos, getting knocked from guard, right? It's not ideal from a Ricardo Ramos type of aspect. But ultimately, I think what happens here is, this fight, it should play out close in the early goings. And I think the body work, the leg kicks, and the overall striking acumen of Edson Barboza mixed in with a little bit of that takedown defense. And I think we've got just enough here to cook over 5 rounds versus Lerone, the Miracle Murphy. And at plus money, maybe I end up regretting my choice over here. But, Barboza's definitely let me down before. I mean, look no further than the Giga Chikadze matchup. He's definitely been finished on multiple occasions. But I think we're going to see him come out here and work in the full body approach. I think Murphy is going to lose the war of attrition over time here. And I'm going to take the dog shot. I got Barboza. I put a little bit on. I had some rewards credits on Caesars that went towards it. So that's how I felt about it. What do you got here, Guru?
You probably earned your rewards credits buying toothpaste or something weird like that. But
I don't know how it might have been something.
Listen, Edson Barboza here. It could be a vet lesson, right? Or it's the UFC trying to give somebody like Lerone Murphy, somebody who is 13-0, a chance to get some experience, get some championship round experience against a very experienced guy like Edson Barboza. I think the UFC kind of put themselves in a win-win with this matchup for those exact reasons. If Barboza can pull it off, then sure, why not? Maybe he really is making another run. But let's be real about Lerone, the Miracle Murphy here. The only miracle here is that this guy is still undefeated. Okay, he lost to Zubair Tukhugov and he lost to Gabriel Santos, and you can argue with your mom about that one. So those are losses, and that's a fact. Can Edson Barboza weather the storm and actually put this guy in some pain, right? Like TV said, maybe keep Lerone Murphy off the front foot and moving forward, because you really haven't seen it too often. But I do. I feel like at least at the number we got plus 135. That number is now plus 120, plus 115 in the market.
It's like Akon. It's dead and gone.
Wait, Akon didn't sing that song.
Oh, who was it?
That's Timbaland and Justin Timberlake and Dead and Gone. No, is that Jeezy? No, it's T.I. Dead and Gone is T.I. Wow, that was bad. Okay, sorry. Yeah, T.I. I don't know. Listen,
so I apologize.
This is one of those spots. This is one of those spots where if Lerone Murphy deads him within 2 rounds or just 50-44s him, you're going to be like, wow, minus 142 was a God's gift type of line. I'm just not convinced that Edson Barboza's washed yet. And I haven't seen Lerone go 5 rounds, and I just saw Edson do it versus Sadiq. So I'm gonna begrudgingly take Edson here. I really like the fight to go the distance at Pick'em. I think I just don't. Yeah, I think both guys are fairly durable. Even though you did see Edson lose recently to Giga, but that's my crazy breakdown. Rich, tell me what a square I am.
Square as fuck, bro.
Love it.
I made mush of the week Barboza, man. I think Murphy gets it done. Made a very big bet on him. ITD, KO, KO1, KO2. I think he smashes Barboza. I think they've dangled out a line and they've caught a couple of fishes on the plus 120. I don't think Barboza's good. I think that guy Sadiq made him look good in the last fight. Shout out to people who got the plus money there, but I don't know why they want to ride the train until it crashes into a wall. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think he's chinny. I think he's old. I think the weight cut gets worse for him. I think that even compromises his chin even more. Bryce Mitchell was dropping him. Cerrone back in the day, I remember that one. Dropped him with a jab. Sadiq had him on skates. And Murphy's putting the nail in the coffin. I think Barboza's a gatekeeper. Murphy will pass the test, get a quick turnaround in Manchester, his hometown, July 27th. That's pretty much it, man. Yeah, Murphy for the win for me.
Listen, I can't argue with the GOAT out here. But what I will say, it would be a miracle if Lerone Murphy made a short turnaround. When's the last time this guy ever fought consistent and close to March and then July? That was his last one, baby.
Well, I didn't check that. It's just due to the fact it's in Manchester, so I know he's going to be calling his shot. And, who are the UFC to begrudge him of that man fighting in his hometown? That's the way I see it going. And I also disagree with people, man. I've seen some stuff somebody put out that he needs to wrestle or he'd have a better chance if he wrestled. I don't think so. I don't think he needs to wrestle one bit. I favor him on the feet in this fight. Outside of a meme spinning kick, I think he's got better hands. Someone said Barboza has more power. I don't know how they came up with that. Maybe they've got one of their machines and they tested them both, but they didn't. So that was a bit absurd to say. I know who's more durable, and it's not Barboza. So, all over Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy did survive some bullets to the mouth. So you can't question that man's durability, right?
That's wild.
Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are awesome. Mushroom getting after it. Giving everybody a shout out. Yeah. Rich is a goat. MMA line movers a bloat. Yeah, we don't fuck with JBs over here. Staying up till 2 a.m. for a chaos co-main event, Rich. I mean, come
All
on.
nighter, baby.
And Themba, right? Yeah, all nighter. Yeah, he's all about it. East Coast, Beast Coast. Yeah, this show runs well until Guru's Cat somehow fucks it up. Amen. That's definitely going to be what happens. And then this is the least talked about thing of the card so far is Just Win Baby Rich with the fire shirt. Oh, wait, got to pull down the comment. Look at that guy. He's looking fresh out here.
It's super hot, man. I had to pull out my shirts that I got for Turkey. Keep it cool.
Good.
Summer holiday.
So good. Yeah, listen, it's not a bad shot, man. I can't hate it. Can't say I'm the most confident on Barboza, but I had to get a little bit of that plus money for some fun. Yeah, not gonna be too surprised if I'm wrong here. But I'm not even saying it's like I think it's the attrition. I think the body shots, leg kicks, I think it'll add up. But if he's dead on the canvas in the first round due to Lerone Murphy being the faster guy, then yeah. Joke's on me, right?
Wouldn't be surprising at all. I mean, that's exactly what I mean. I kicked off my breakdown.
I forgot one more thing. I did find it suspect that they were putting Murphy in a main event. Like he didn't seem deserving of it in any way. So that was suspect also. But the fact they've done it at the Apex with a small crowd, that only bodes well for him. They're not putting him on a pay-per-view where he'll get the jitters and might feel the occasion. So that's favorable for him too. And also it breeds action, doesn't it? So that goes well for the unders in the small cage.
Not a bad idea. Yeah, he is a big old baby. And no USADA, is that true? Does it really matter? I mean, I just asked Jose Aldo if it really matters. We're moving on. I mean, maybe it didn't against J-Mart, but all right, here we go.
No, not Jose Aldo. Who you need to ask, if it matters, is Carlos Diego Ferreira. What the fuck was that last year?
An OSP, baby.
At 39 years old, put out a career-level output on the feet. All right,
some
pal.
cardio, eh?
Yeah.
Could it be?
Sure.
Could that be why? I don't know. Maybe Rich is just trying to have some fun with us. I saw what this guy was up to in Amsterdam. Come on. All right, we got Chaos, the Ox Fighter, Williams. Dude is built like an ox. It makes sense. Versus Carlston, the Anaconda Harris. He's kind of built like an anaconda, but it's more because he's got crazy anaconda chokes. So I get it, you know. I mean, just check out how he puts, you know, Mr. Jeremiah to sleep. I mean, that was nasty, that choke. So if you just need an idea, I mean, he's got many examples of putting people to sleep with that very choke. So good on you. You earned your nickname. TB didn't have to give anybody any nicknames here. They've all earned it so far. Chaos Williams, though, he comes out. It's all about that crazy flurry, calf kicks from distance, and basically like he kind of does well to maintain his distance when he's all the way on the outside. But when this dude goes and starts throwing that 3, 4, 5 punch flurry of a combo, I mean, he's just begging to be countered with a left hook. And he does get countered, and he's got a great chin. So that's one thing that's really held up very nicely for Mr. Chaos here. But at the same time, Carlston Harris, I mean, he brings something to the table that I'm not sure Chaos quite has an answer to. And it's the wrestling and grappling. Now, Chaos has faced a bunch of guys that are kind of overwhelmed by his athleticism and can just be held in the clinch. They're unable to take him down. I think Harris kind of has that covered here. And Carlston Harris has the way better striking defense. I think he's got I know he throws like wacky, wavy, inflatable arm guy, but I trust his counters on the inside and boxing range a bit more than like Chaos. He's got to catch you in combo, or like if you're throwing a blind leg kick like Abdul Razak Al Hassan, yeah, he'll throw it straight right down the pipe. But man, I tend to think that Harris is going to be able to. We see Chaos Williams almost like run into the fence sometimes with like reckless abandon. I think Harris is going to be able to turn one of these flurries into a back take, into a takedown, and whether it's controlling to a decision or finding a finish by submission, I think Carlston gets it done at this underdog odds. So, gonna go ahead and take the shot here once again, going back to back on the dogs to kick off the main and co-main.
Yeah, this is a really tough fight and super interesting one as well. You've got somebody in Chaos Williams who only fights once a year every May, it seems like at this point. I'm not sure how serious he takes fighting, training at a Planet Fitness, focusing on real estate, traveling. I see somebody like Carlston Harris working out in the gym, working his boxing, working his jiu-jitsu, meeting with a licensed nutritionist, doing the things that you want a professional to do. It all could not matter if Chaos Williams goes bonk in within 3 minutes. Like, it's totally a possibility. I try to give Carlston Harris the benefit of the doubt. His 2 knockout losses, one of which being to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Dude's a fucking savage. It happens. I don't really see Chaos Williams as somebody that fast. While he is explosive, I'm not sure he's the same level as Shavkat. I think it's fairly even on the feet, just in terms of like Carlston Harris's ability to be a wild card. He's so reckless and his shit's so unorthodox that Chaos Williams' more technical style could actually work, or it could be really bad. And he's like, what the fuck? I've never seen something like this. And I think the big caveat is if this fight touches the ground at all, we really haven't seen Chaos Williams there too much. And you don't get a nickname like the Anaconda by accident. So I took the dog money here, but another crazy fight, really and truly. And one I'm actually decently excited for. So, Rich, how square am I?
Square as fuck. Yeah, I hate to disagree with you, man, on the first 2 fights. I got some strong opinions on some bouts and on others I haven't. But this one, I do like Chaos. I haven't made a bet yet, but I am about to straight after the show. I have left it too long today. I disagree, man. I don't think it's close on the feet. I don't think Harris is a good striker at all. I don't like what he brings to the table. And I don't even like his grappling that much, man. I don't think he's, a solid jiu-jitsu player. I just think he's a specialist with the anaconda chokes, with the darces, locking up the chokes from the front. But I don't think you're going to see him pulling off arm bars or leg locks, or even when he takes the back. I think if it gets to the ground, which I don't think it will, I think Chaos can keep it standing. He's strong enough. But if it gets to the ground, I think he could stay safe, work his way back up to the feet, do the right things. But yeah, standing, man, I just think it's night and day. But I actually like the decision for Chaos based on the numbers. I think when I looked at the KO for him, it was something like plus 100, plus 110, which isn't playable for me. And the decision was plus 520 for Chaos, which is just off, in my opinion. So, I like some cage pushing, a dirty fight, boring, where, we're not impressed. But, it goes to the over. I'm interested in the over 1.5. I haven't looked at them things because I'm just interested in the decision. I think at a high clip it goes there. I don't think Harris gets his sub at all. I don't think that's going to happen. He's never been subbed Chaos, never been finished, of a matter of fact. So, decision, man. Nothing too profound for me on this one. One thing I have got in my notes, they've had Chaos on 3 pay-per-views because he's exciting. He's a character. Guess how many Harris has been on? None. He's an Apex fighter. Always fought in the Apex. So, I thought that was interesting to note. The Wells fight for Harris, what the fuck was that? His lucky Wells flaked out, pulled a stunt in round 3 because he was on his way to winning a decision. I wouldn't even be surprised if Chaos gets on top. Does what Wells done, man. I can see a world where that happens. It's not out of the realms of possibility. And that's it, man. He's good on top, Harris, and I don't think he'll get there. So, Chaos for me.
Fair enough. Respectfully, I could totally see the Chaos knockout happening as well.
Without a doubt.
It's the price you play for taking a dabble on a dog shot. I'm hoping as we go head to head here, I get 1 of 2 and can walk away with like $1 of profit given my unit size. So, but no, in all seriousness, this is a great part. Is that it truly is a conversation. You have to realize that as you're breaking down a fight, there are multiple ways it could flesh out. And now I'm gonna take the fork in the road that leads me to the Anaconda. Maybe that just shows where my head's at, but. Shout out, Daz. We do always have the best guests, man. That's why we bring on a guy like Rich. Come on. We don't mess around here. And I don't know. Will we have time to break down the Shin and Dong fights? A Shin Dong parlay, I think, could be one of the greatest parlays to ever happen. It's almost as good as the Phil Tits Jizz Hornkamp parlay. That's another legendary thing out there. Harris by sub could be worth a small shot. Could be. I do like that kind of what maybe the fight goes the distance, as Senor Rich was talking about here. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you haven't thrown a like already, it's pretty fucked up, but there's one quick way you can fix it. Costs you nothing. Just go ahead and throw a like on it. So I appreciate you guys, but please do the right thing. It would be
We'll forgive you.
Yeah, we'll forgive you. Just go ahead and throw a like. So what I can tell you is we've got a robber here. Themba the Answer Garimbo, stealing nicknames from Allen Iverson. Unfortunate. We don't like that around these parts. Versus Ramiz the Bull Brahimai. I mean, listen, we'll break down this fight, and it's clear that we have, kind of an undeserved hype train, more so that he's, getting money from The Rock and gigantic and, beat Pete Rodriguez by a nice little knockout. And I was like, you know what? Maybe Ramiz is worth a shot here, like Themba's lost by sub before. Ramiz, a lot of round one sub finishes. Oh, this guy's had a brachial plexus injury, C5 level, couldn't lift more than 5 pounds with his arm for months at a time. I just so happened to work in a physical therapy clinic. It's not necessarily good if you have issues like that with the nervous system at this age. As a wrestler, grappler, I mean, I can't imagine, like it kind of plays to me, are we getting the absolute best Ramiz that we've gotten in the cage? And I mean, this guy, he has all round one or one singular round two finish in his entire career, all by submission. So what's happening if he's not getting this round one submission versus Themba? And I know this guy ends up in bad positions sometimes, but watching kind of how he navigates the AJ Fletcher fight versus what he goes and does in the Takashi Sato fight from an attempt to scramble perspective. Listen, I see a slight difference. And I remember, okay, wait, so it's Takashi Sato. Still not ideal, but this is a guy that's went from homeless, like not being able to afford a meal, to basically sucking off of The Rock's 2 nipples at once. Like it's he's feeding off of the teat, man. And Themba here, I can't imagine. Like, look at The Rock, dude. That guy is pissing lava. You think he's not helping Themba out with the nutrition aspect here?
You would suck on his Samoan teat, don't lie.
Yeah, I would. Come on. So ultimately, I just don't get I don't get the Ramiz side here. I don't get playing the dog. I don't get the money coming in from plus 170 down to plus 120. I think Themba, it could look sketchy early, and maybe he does get finished early, but realistically, I've got what I imagine to be the much better athlete who's not been suffering from a spinal column injury and has fought within the last couple of years. So, I'm gonna go ahead with Themba here.
Listen, my only thought with the spinal cord stuff is like, obviously it's twofold. Number one, if he couldn't fight or wouldn't be cleared to fight, then he wouldn't be cleared to fight, wouldn't be able to fight. And then number two would be, just that if he actually is somehow healthy, he's obviously doing a fair amount of physical therapy, right? I bet if I read that article correctly, right, he picked physical therapy over surgery, right? So, I mean, maybe he got stronger somehow. Maybe he's not working on techniques, obviously, if you're just working on lifting 5 pounds. But
listen, the way I'll put it, man, is like it's these are life-changing injuries. There's a reason you don't see Matt Harvey ever come back the same after like thoracic outlet syndrome. Like once you start fucking around with the bundle of nerves that exits through that level of the spine, like it's just, I can't imagine that this is a guy that we watched in his debut versus Max Griffin not shoot a single takedown. And then against Court McGee, he's getting dropped on the feet. What are we watching here? Like, you're telling me Themba's not just going to put this guy down?
All right, here it is. Fine. So I'm taking Rahim Brahmai round 1 submission, and I'll take Garimbo round 2, round 3 KO.
It could be round 1 KO, brother. Like, really? It could just. Well, I mean, look at last week. Oh, if Hipovich, he's just got to survive the round 1 of McKinney. He still put him out round 1, bro. Like,
no, but that was dumb. That was dumb, though. In hindsight, yeah, I feel like everybody just likes McKinney low key and just wants to see a scrap, and then he literally can't do it.
Nah, man, I'm taking Themba, and I feel like
after he was crying on media day today, because I guess rest in peace to his coach's mom who like died today or something. So I, with all that emotion, I'm not getting in front of that narrative train. So fuck that. Tell us
Who was
something.
that? Who was crying?
Themba was crying.
All right.
Yeah, tell us something. Tell us something not square. We need
Yeah, I like
good.
Femba, man.
Let's go with the triumvirate. Or is Guru on our side though? I don't know. All right.
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Yeah, I would have liked him without the nerve stuff anyway. I don't think Ramirez is that good. In fact, I remembered him as some like jiu-jitsu black belt guy, but then when I looked into it, I think he's only like a purple belt. But yeah, aside from that, his best win is Michael Gilmore. Big whoop, like you said, TB. He's got like 10 wins, all first round finishes.
Guy's a stud.
When it gets extended, he bails on the fights. You've got all the shit on Femba's side, that dickhead, The Rock, fucking buying him a house, which is the stupidest thing. It's literally like, guys, turn the cameras on, make me look like a good guy. Here's a house. He literally could have built a whole village, a school, and a well, but instead he buys one guy a fucking house. It's the dumbest thing ever for some clout. Yeah, Garimbo, he's not as shit as people think, man. I've called him the fake mush of the week because when I first looked at the card, I glance over it and I'm like, yeah, that's a possibility. And then I was like, no, they almost had me. He was almost the mush, but he wasn't. I have seen some squares on it. The horsemen are on Ramiz. They all want to fade Garimbo. They think they see something, but it ain't happening. I think Garimbo is going to sub him in round 2 or 3. When he gets tired, been off for 2 years. Yeah, I agree with what Guru said. He won't come back if he wasn't ready to fight. But it's all good, wanting to come back and fight. You have to make that return at some point. But I don't think he's going to have it, man. Like TV was saying, it's a serious injury. That's just an added bonus in the fact that I like Garimbo. The line's coming down. I might even add to Garimbo. But yeah, specifically, I like the submission. It's plus 600, and I like rounds 2 and 3 submission, man.
Yeah, great ideas, and I really think I like that we lined up on this one. It seems like something you could bank on to me. I did not like the idea of Garimbo like a minus 200 from a betting perspective.
Oh no,
but this is getting into the ballpark. I'm not saying, listen, this is the guy that brought you Robelis to Spain at minus 165, so. I'd like to take a moment of silence for my levels of low T, but listen, it is what it is. I think that this is a much better idea.
Sure.
Adrian Dr. Pepper Yanez versus Vinicius Junior Salvador. So we get the return of the doctor himself. Vinicius being forced to move up to 135 after missing 125 spectacularly. In his last matchup, made the UFC off of knocking out Shannon Ross on Contender Series. I don't think we realized just how fraudulent that makes you at the time.
No. It wasn't just Shannon Ross. It was Shannon Ross with appendicitis.
Right. This is like Shannon Ross, but on the opposite of steroids.
His appendix was already ruptured pre-fight.
Jesus
and it still took him to round 2 to finish him.
It's not ideal. But here's the moral of the story: is what makes you want to trust Adrian Yanez as a parlay piece at minus 380.
Nothing.
It's not on my list of things to do this week. While I think it's not okay, I cross it off. But ultimately, I think Adrian. I'm curious about his camp situation, man. I don't like that he became. Yo, Adrian. Performance debilitating drugs. Nice. It probably is a get right fight here. I would agree, if anything. But I don't love that the guy's his own head coach, and I don't love that he had absolutely zero response for calf kicks. I mean, Vinicius Salvador lands 11 calf kicks in his last fight in the first 6.5 minutes. Do I think that's enough to beat Adrian here? I don't think he's got that type of game in that regard. And
we can all skip this one, man. We're all going to take Yanez, but we're not going to play him because of the price.
Fair enough. Are we talking a round 1, round 2 knockout, or are we getting?
I'm taking round 2. It's plus 400. I think they fuck about on the feet, maybe clinch round 2, get him out of there.
I agree, brother.
That's 2
saved
a.m.
us.
Rich. That's 2 a.m. Rich talking.
But Guru, do you disagree?
No, I was gonna. Of course, I'm gonna play the round 1, round 2 Adrian Yanez KO grouping. That's his only value. If this fight extends past that, Adrian's taking damage. Vinicius is dancing like a hobo. Like it's just not something you want to have vested money in.
The only thing I'd say is don't take the KO. Just take the rounds, man, just in case.
Yeah.
You can get 400 on
He
round
does
2.
have some subulation on his record, doesn't he?
Is that Salvador's that bad?
Dose.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. I like that warning. Word to the wise. And Rich, just because you did such an amazing job.
You know
there,
why? You know why? Because I fucked myself hardcore with Chase Hooper. I mean, I should say Keith Peterson fucked me hardcore with Chase Hooper last week, round 2.
Right.
Because you're right. I should just be taking like I had the KO because I knew he was going to ground and pound him. But like he's like, okay, well, if you're not going to take 100 unanswered strikes to the head, I'm just going to have to choke him out. So
that was
fuck
brutal,
you,
man.
Keith Peterson.
All right. I feel like Rich earned this one. He brought us from the depths of trying to break down Yanez at minus 380. So you get the honor to kick us off. We got Luana Banana Pinedo versus Angie Overkill Hill, a.k.a. Sexy Red. Rich, what do you got here?
Ew.
Well, I had to put out a second mush, man. People were moaning the fact that I put Barboza as the mush and he was an underdog. So I had to get a favorite. Angela Hill is the second mush of the week, if you will. I think she's going to lose, man. It just seems very mushy. The placement on the card as well. I think that's very important. And given how I think the other bouts will go, this is the underdog that's going to cash on the main for me. I like favorites in the majority of all the other spots. I think it's a favorite card, to be honest. I can understand. You look at Luana in her last bout against Ribas, not a good look at all. But I think in this one, she's going to win round 1. She's strong there. She has the judo, the takedowns. I think at a high clip, she wins round 1. And I think she's going to sneak round 2. The only problem is round 3. That's going to be a sweat. But I trust her not to be a complete fuck up and bank those 2 rounds. And then Hill will likely win round 3. So I win 29-28. And the big thing for me is the Dern fight, man. Hill versus Dern. It's kind of similar how this is going to go. Yep. Luana throws bombs on the feet, no rhyme or reason. She just wings punches, the same as Dern does. And Dern was hitting those judo trips, man, which leads me to believe if she can do it, if she can fucking wrestle fuck Hill, Luana definitely can. I like Luana. I've even got to sprinkle the draw, man. I can get 80-1 on the draw, so I'm going to put like fucking $5 on it because, like I said, Hill could surely maybe get a 10-8 round 3. Luana does fall off a cliff.
Send me that $5 instead.
Yeah, Luana could slip on a banana peel. You would hate to see it.
Hey, would you want?
Yeah, and here's my thing. Like, listen, Bonino, I don't think you realize this is the highest compliment that you could give me for my nickname here. So that means I did my job. All right, Guru,
that's the worst nickname. That's horrible. Hate it.
You were chomping.
I didn't even want to
here.
address it. I was chopping the bit. No, Rich was exactly right. My big fiasco this week was that I put out a tip on Angela Hill. Oh, actually, I guess one of my fiascos this week today. I put out a tip on Angela Hill, and then after doing a little bit more research, I kind of watched. I believe it was literally the 2 fights that Rich was talking about. It was the Angela Hill Mackenzie Dern fight. I'm like watching this. I'm like, okay, Mackenzie Dern's landing takedowns here. And Mackenzie Dern's whacking her in the face and she's getting dropped. Like, I just watched Luana Pinedo brutalize Amanda Hebosh's face where she's lumped all over. I'm like, do I think that Angela Hill's like going to be able to win a decision now? Like after I just saw that, and especially at Pick'em. I mean, I didn't Pick'em at minus 150. No chance. Like, why would you pay favorite money for somebody that is barely 500 overall in their entire career? Like that doesn't even make any sense. So completely off. I mean, whatever. I can hedge out at dog price. I might even just go a little bit more to make some money on Luana because I do think that she probably ends up winning a stupid decision. Like, honestly, I'm going to bet the split. The split's going to be like 250, but it'll still be worth it because Angela Hill's the captain of split decisions. So.
Can I tell you, my non-chronological For You page as I'm at work yesterday, right? That's when Rich puts out the mush and Guru puts out his Angela Hill. On my recommended page, it's not in timeline chronological order. I literally have the Guru from 2 hours ago, Angela Hill -1, whatever, got to get money on Angie Hill here. And then literally, so it says 2 hours ago, Guru, and then 1 hour ago, Just Win Baby. New mush of the week because people are bitching. And then today I get the backtracking Guru. He's getting lambasted out in the streets. But here's what I will say. And listen, at the end of the day, we are goofy sometimes, all right? I'm not pretending that we're some like rock solid professionals that like you gotta like pay us for our shit, that we're like the best people out there and we're always right. Like, no, the fact of the matter is we love this shit. We're a couple of degenerates sometimes, and like we get a little excited, but we're gonna own up to it. And that's what you can always hold us accountable to, is that we're not gonna lie to you about what we're doing. So as much as you want to, call whatever on Guru here, which he is a fucking Jay Bizzler and a half, but, at the end of the day, he's owning it, right? And
there's nothing wrong with changing your mind. I've done it plenty, man.
Yeah.
Cashed out, since I'm on fight week. It's whatever, man.
Yeah, Marab versus Cejudo is a perfect example of you,
there you go,
realizing where you needed to be. And sometimes you get more information. Sometimes you watch back the Luana fight instead of just being like, oh, she's a guess or horrible. It's like, you know what? She wasn't really that dead.
It was the
round two.
It was the takedown in round 2 to steal the round and then finish out on top. I'm like, dog, she can do that to Angela Hill.
Do you want to know a sneaky bet as well? If you've got fucking $2,
I got
Grandma's couch submission round 3.
Hill by sub round 3 because she's so sleepy. What's the Luana sub price? I know you said she's not going to sub her, but what's the price?
Oh, I didn't even look.
I know you didn't.
If anything, I think Angie's actually been getting rocked in more fights, and I think Benito's more left for a knockout than a submission.
No, she's a sub, but she's a subber.
Nah, yeah, but I don't think
plus
so.
850.
Yeah, but Angie's able to defend subs against Durham.
Round 1.
She's getting subbed here by Luana.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, sorry, a little bit of reasoning for the Hill round 3 sub is if Luana's dead on her feet, jiu-jitsu, whatever belt you are, don't mean shit, man. If she tries for a tired takedown, I saw Hill go for subs against Gomez in her last fight, man. Mm-hmm. She's plus 200 just for the sub, so I got no fucking idea.
Nah, so here, Rich. I'm gonna give you a piece of your own advice. Angela Hill round 3 is plus 2,400. If that's what you want, that's what you shoot. Don't if she gets a KO round 3, you may jump off a cliff.
What's the difference between the sub?
Let's see. Sub round 3 is 5,000. I mean, you play both.
Yeah,
that's really what you're like.
I hear you.
Yeah, that I would bet minus 1,000. Yeah, come on, guys.
Plus
hit the like button,
so funny.
Please. It costs you nothing. Do the right thing. So, all right. We're moving on. We got to get to these prelims now. Just an absolutely spectacular Apex card. Not too late for, like I said, for you to do the right thing. Follow Just Win Baby. Subscribe to our channel. Throw a like on this episode. All those things help us more than you could ever imagine.
Check out his pod and his Patreon if you want. Do that.
He's a real one out there. Listen, that's the damn truth. Now we got Victor the Brick Martinez versus Thomas the Big Train Nolan. You know what they say about people that love trains, and he showed those qualities in his first matchup against Nicholas Mota.
You love trains?
No, I don't actually.
I'm sure you
think. No, you just think I love trains because you think I'm autistic. That's what it is. I love other stuff with But listen, shout out to all the people out there. But
I did walk in on you counting napkins the other day. So
Jesus Christ, that did not happen. Anyways, Victor the Brick Martinez, aka I got flying knee to the face by Jordan Levitt. It's not.
I think it was actually to the brick. It was to the brick house.
Was it to the brick house? It was clinch. It was the clinch. That's right.
Yeah.
I don't think Big Train's got a lot to worry about here, but I think you have a lot to worry about if you're parlaying Tom Nolan minus 485. So take Tommy Boy, round 1. Don't choose KO or sub. He's live for either. Call it a day. Tommy Boy, round 1. Sometimes autism wins, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I do have my vote is for autism here. I do think Tom Nolan round 1 is plus 110. Yeah.
Can we talk about
probably
how Tom the Big Train Nolan and Thomas the Train Peterson both lost like back to back? It was amazing. All right.
What do you got?
What do you got?
What do you got, Rich? It's round 1 Nolan, right?
I got a big bet on this fight, man. I think there's only one bet you should be playing, and that's Nolan by sub. It's 10-1. I literally almost got a unit on it, man. I only do $50 units, so I got like $40 on it. I guess you'd say in America.
That's big that's really big for a prop.
It's big for me, man. I usually just go half a unit or a quarter, but I'm so confident. I might even add, man. I'm going to add round 1 and 2 as well. I don't know what the numbers are, but there's a huge disparity between these in the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. Like, honestly, Martinez is a fish on the ground, and Nolan goes for subs as a BJJ brown belt. Just makes sense, man.
I thought he's a brick on the ground.
Yeah, well, he might fucking let you down, but for that number, man, you have to, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. That's a great line. I really like that idea. I think you could do a little round 1 action and a little sub action. Might as well have some fun. Omar, can you see?
Dude, get out of here with that. It's the laziest nickname.
Come on.
You don't give any thought to them.
Yes, I did.
What you do is free association. You look at somebody's name, and the first thing that comes to your mind is the nickname you give them. And
Thank
then you. Move on.
But it's incredible. But it's
no,
can you see? Versus
terrible.
Tuco.
Rich doesn't like
it. Actually Georgie Tokos. I think he loves it. Actually, he's very patriotic.
What?
See, it's absolutely idiotic. Anyways, Umar. I mean, I think. Quite frankly, Tokos, I think he's probably going to come in a bit soft here, going up to heavyweight on short notice. They flew this guy across the world to Singapore on short notice to fight the one and only Mountain Tiger Mingyang Zhang, and nights were ended, and things were not a great time. So I think ultimately it's like, yeah, we see this guy on short notice once again. Hey, buddy, come on down. Let's get you in here.
Up a weight class against this French phenom. Big, strong, aggressive, looks to go for takedowns, vicious ground and pound, tons of round 1 submissions. I think he's gonna absolutely brutalize Tuco. Like, if you watch Breaking Bad and they like bury Tuco out in the desert, like that's what's gonna happen to Tuco here. Like, he's dead. He's gonna be up in Las Vegas with blue crystal meth and a black eye because Omar C kicked his ass. Round 1, Omar. Is he really minus 270? I thought he was like minus 500. Did you just make up this line?
I went on Fight Odds and I looked across all the books where it's actually posted. That's what they had. It wasn't on DraftKings yet, so that's the best I could do, buddy.
Well, you're the worst. What you got, Just Win, baby?
I think I like Tuco, man, and I'll probably play him. I've got to do some more research. This is one of the fights because it's short notice. I haven't done much on, but I do know. Sorry, go ahead.
He's fraudulent. He's so bad. Bro, he just beat the guy. The fight I just watched him fight. I promise you, it was staged. Like he took a dive. His opponent is 1-7, and he's just he like dumps him over on the ground, and he's just hitting him as soft as possible. It looked like WWE. And then they get up and hug and kiss. And I was like, okay, that was clearly fixed.
Well, I kind of think he's getting preferential treatment here for taking
Tuco?
He's
preferential treatment. He's going up a weight class. He's not even supposed to be at heavyweight.
It doesn't matter. His manager is Ali Sleaze.
He'll throw plenty of clients to the dog for no reason at all to earn a better deal. You think he's loyal to just because it's his guy? He'll think about the negotiation process. All right, I'll toss you this guy and that guy, but you give me this, what I need here. That's how he works for you. You think he gives a fuck about this guy? He's like, yeah, I got you in the UFC, pal. It's red panty night. Go fight this fucking guy.
I think you're going to be surprised.
I think you might be, sir.
We'll see. We'll see. And what I can definitely tell you is I'm not betting C minus anything in his debut at all. Listen, find a prop. Take the sub,
Round
take whatever
one.
you need, but please do not parlay this guy. It's going to end up poorly for you.
I'm going to give you the AIDS parlay at the end. Don't you worry.
Yeah, and I will be fading every single one. We've got Tamiris, the Tractor, Vidal, bringing back memories of Robert, Tractor Trailer with her body shape. Then Melissa, the Cat, Gato. It's her last name. If you take away a T and translate to Spanish, it's a cat. Tamiris here, man. If we get flying double knee to the body, I don't know what Gato's going to be able to do to stop it. So ultimately here, Vidal, watching that Rendon fight, watching what she's doing before she lands the absolutely phenomenal double flying knee to the liver against, oh God, I mean, I feel like I tried to block this fight out of my memory, but Ramona Pascual, that's who she beat.
It's because you love her.
Yeah, it's
you have much love for Ramona Pascual.
Yeah, and it's not cool. I don't think I can even take I don't think I can take anything in this fight. I don't want a piece of Melissa Gatto inside the distance as she hugs and holds on to a decision.
No, she's gonna get her first sub. Come on, come on. Vidal's been subbed. This is her first sub. That's the shot you take on this stupid fight.
I would hope so. I imagine she's getting this because Dudikova pulls out on fight night. They're like, listen, we don't want you to have to cut all the way down to 125. What if we just give you the girl that won by DQ against the one and only Eileen Perez? She got her ass beat so bad that they gave her the DQ.
Yeah, no, I think you take I don't know what the price is, and I don't know if we have access to anything with the prices yet. Oh no, we do. I just didn't look. Gato by sub is plus 220. Yeah, it's not spicy enough.
That's not bad, but it's not great.
It's not spicy enough.
She does get back takes on Tracy Cortez in like every single round that they fight. So if that happens with Tamiris the Tractor, she's not like some other girls in these women's that like they have such thin necks that you can't rear naked choke them. I'm pretty sure the thickness of her neck makes it easier to her to choke out.
You know what I actually want instead? I would sooner do the Gato by KO. She's actually gotten a KO in the UFC. It's plus 500. And even though Vidal says she hasn't been KO'd, she's got the fucking win over Eileen Perez where she was KO'd. Because that's bullshit. Because it was a DQ. So, yeah, why not? Gato by finish. You take the stab. Nothing substantial, guys. Nothing. Can we just be honest? We brought Rich on to really help us with this card because I don't know if there's. I mean, he's got some really strong plays. There shouldn't be anything too substantial. You need to be able to fight to see UFC 302. You need to be able to feed your family. So, yeah, that's
why I go to work every day of the week, Skeeta. All right, what do you got, Rich? What do you got?
Thank you.
I like Gato.
Obviously,
Vidal is one of the worst on the roster. She's a fat mess, to be honest. She's unathletic. That Aileen Perez fight, like you mentioned, that was concerning. I know it was a while ago, but still, it happened, man. I think she's got some loopy right hands, some kicks. She likes her leg locks, big whoop. Gato is a brown belt. She probably isn't going to get subbed. If she does, it's a big stunt. I think the cardio. Cardio is going to play a big factor in this fight. I'd be looking at the KO too, man, but it's not going to come in round one, so I wouldn't just play KO on its own for Gato. I'd go 2 and 3 and go heavier on round 3 for Gato, man. Yeah.
That's what Mushroom was saying in the chat here, round 3 decision. Good call, Mushroom.
Yeah. I don't hate that. That's a good, if the price is right.
Sigs for the boys.
But yeah, an attritional finish, man. Vidal's just really poor, especially if you put it on her, which Gato does. My only knock on Gato is she's got bad IQ, but I think she's going to be safe here. So yeah, late finish, man, maybe.
She's going to be like the monkeys, taking care of business every day.
What?
The band that plays the song "Taking Care."
You've got some references, man.
Is that their song?
I think so.
taking care of business is not the monkeys.
Is it not?
No.
It's by Bachman Turner Overdrive. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, dude, you're thinking
I'm messing up my references, so I'd like to apologize.
The monkeys sound Daydream Believer.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, anyways, Mosagato is going to be like the Bachman fucking Overdrive. So, yeah, we got the Sigma just win, baby. Let's fucking get it. Love that. Shout out Pepe. Appreciate you in the chat, brother. We'll see you for that Manel Cop card. And we got Abus Minuteman Magomedov versus God of War Lee Alves. These are a couple
No,
good TV nicknames. Yes, these are great. These are great. These are great, man. You can't tell me otherwise. Abus Magomedov, you know, some might say like UMass Minuteman. Why not? He's only got cardio for a minute.
Because Abus is already his nickname.
No, his name is Abu Sapien.
Yeah,
so Abus is not a nickname. It's just a shortened version.
You know, see, what would have been funny is if you made his nickname the Human. Because his name is Abu Sapien.
Well, last time I made his nickname Sapien, like, you know.
Well, that's also because you're putting in no effort. Dude, can somebody please in the chat tell DB that he's slacking?
Can I tell you who's actually putting in no effort? It's the guru who does none of these slideshows every week.
Why would I do a slideshow?
So that we have something nice for the people to look at instead of just
look at my face.
I don't. Oh, really? I'm gonna bring up this X Games mofo real quick. Here, look at his face, guys. Are you having fun? All right, cool. No, you're not. This looks much better, and we want to see the Minuteman. So, anyways, yeah. So,
why is he the Minuteman, TB? Because he's got a minute of cardio.
Yeah, Minuteman Magomedov. That's fucking amazing alliteration. So go suck my dick, first of all. Second of all, Abus. This guy, yeah, sure, he's liable to get a knockout in round one, but I think Worley, he's got to survive, right? He's got to survive. He's got to clinch. He's got to land body shots. And I imagine this guy's coming in just roided out of his mind. So plus 240 we got. Might as well take a shot against the guy that's proven to me to just, you know, fall out, be sad, lose, gas out. But, you know, Abus round one, it could be worth an idea. It's just if he's minus 278, what odds are you really getting on that? So, yeah, Guru is too busy with that cat to do other stuff. So, you know, listen, I got to give the guy a pass. So, what do you got, Guru? What do you got here? You taking the Minuteman?
No, absolutely not. Not taking. Listen, you got to take the Minuteman in round one. I'm not sure what that prop is yet, but maybe you take a little stab on that guy. But otherwise, I like Worley Alves here. I think if he weathers the storm, I think he's going to cause a problem for Abus, especially in the grappling department. You watched him go back and forth very recently with a guy in Nicholas Dalby who, yeah, I mean, everybody loves to fade and is kind of unimpressive, but he's like impressively unimpressive. He's like a cockroach. He'll never go away. He'll grind on you. He strikes with you. He clinches with you. He makes it dirty. He's got some decent cardio. Abus Magomedov is really not any of those things. He has 12 round one finishes, and he really needs to get a finish very quickly. I really don't trust his cardio at all. Sure, he's faced a fairly high level of competition. That still doesn't mean that we know really much about him at all. So I'm taking a chance on Worley Alves. If he dies, he dies. Rich, square?
Square, man. I think he dies.
Nah,
I think he gets finished. I think it could be. I think it could be at any stage in the fight. I actually like Abus by submission. I think it's a nice price. I'll probably take it. I think Alves has got no business at 185. He doesn't want to cut weight anymore. He's got one fight out the door. This loss is going to seal it. You got the metrics for Magomedov as well. Huge metrics, 6-inch reach advantage, so he could stay at range, use his kicks, negate the kicks of Alves that he likes to throw. Yeah, Alves isn't on the juice anymore. Lost 4 out of his last 5. And I give Magomedov a pass, man. Yeah, he had that quick KO in his debut, but then they give him Sean Strickland, main event. That's no easy task. Borello as well. He did okay in that fight, but, you know, Borello's okay. He's solid everywhere. So I give him a pass for them too. Major step down here. Obviously, the money line's not playable unless you like parlaying, which I don't. So, yeah, I'm going to look at the submission, man, and see what I can do there. Because the KO prices are horrible. It's like plus 110 or something stupid.
Yeah,
Sorry,
totally realistic breakdown there. I can totally see that happening.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how much power he carries late. He gets tired really quickly, especially if the fight's playing out in the clinch. I just think he gets tired. Like, I know main event versus Sean Strickland isn't easy, but he also, like, Sean Strickland just stood there and said, all right, show me what you got. And he went for 3 minutes and then was like, that's what I got.
Well, we've talked about steroids with other people. Abbas is definitely on all of them, and Aled isn't not. So there's that also. I think he'd be fine, man.
That is fair. And yeah, he's not going to be in a parlay of mine, but God damn it, I'm probably just going to have to pick him and hold my nose and moving on forward. Piera La Fiera Rodriguez versus Ariane Sorriso Carnelosi, means smile Sorriso. Ariane, would she look better if she smiled? I'm not sure. Those biceps are really scaring me. The biceps are scaring me, bro. Okay, it's terrifying. She's got all of us outcooked on this show. We don't even have to show her biceps. She's probably got Nate Landwehr and that bicep in the UFC beaten out. Piera Rodriguez, man, just absolutely negative fight IQ. But yeah, if she goes ahead and wrestles here, yeah, sure, she can have some clean success. On the feet, it's probably too close for comfort. I think Carnelosi's losses have come to really good competition. Her wins have come against really, really shitty competition. And even against Na Liang, like she almost got out of there in that first round. So I get it. Yeah, I understand Piera, like, being a slight lean as a favorite. I can't say I understand this line. I mean, looking at the way that she mentally handles the Jillian Robertson fight, you just have to out physical her and keep her from getting a takedown. And it's that she's like talking stupid trash and after getting taken down in round 1, and then to start round 2, she's just immediately on her back again. So I don't think it's that Carnelosi is going to pull off a similar game plan of taking advantage of that defensive grappling hole. It's just watching Piera's wins against, Sam Hughes, and it's overall, I'm just not loving what she's done in the UFC. So I don't think she's necessarily earned her chalk like Kay Hansen, Sam Hughes. But Carnelosi, could just be another in a long list of underwhelming fighters that Piera beats. So not confident. Considering the dog shot, probably just going to have to pass altogether. I think the under in this fight could be sneaky interesting. Under 2.5.
You son of a bitch! And in your last fucking breath, you stole my one take on this stupid fucking fight. I think you gotta take the under. Its fight doesn't go the distance at plus 168 on FanDuel. That's kind of what I like here. Yeah, I just you can't trust either person. Most of Carnelosi's UFC fights have come by finish. You've watched Piera Rodriguez lose by finish. I think she could get subbed by Carnelosi, but I think more than likely Piera Rodriguez could just ground and pound her late 2-3. So why not? Let's take a little fight doesn't go, and that's my degen play. This whole fucking card is degen. I mean, I felt like I had fairly good reads last week. This card is giving me AIDS. So thank you, Rich, for weathering the storm of listening to us tonight and the time and helping us through. So what do you got? Tell me how bad that prop is.
I don't hate it, man. It makes sense with the place that Arnie, call it Arnold fights at. It would make for a finish. But yeah, I'm not really interested in it, to be honest, because women's MMA, usually they go over, and I don't know. I just think they're going to just fuck about. It's going to be scrambles and all kinds of shit. And I like Arnie. I've took the money line, man. And I might hit it again now that it's getting stupid. I don't see what's so hot about Rodriguez. She's a master of nothing. Let me get my notes. Record shit, competition. Kay Hansen, when Kay Hansen was in a semi-retirement fade. Side note to the show, she's now doing porn. Seen it, not bad. Sam Hughes, she got easy takedowns on Sam Hughes, Pajara, Rodriguez, but they were easy takedowns, man, like super easy, and she couldn't hold Sam down. She was straight back up. So even if she did get takedowns on Carnelosi, I'm confident that Carnelosi can get back up from them. Obviously, the Jillian fight was a bad look, but Jillian's decent competition for women. What else have I got? She gasses in round 3 almost every fight. Rodriguez, don't like to see that. And yeah, that just leads me to this, man. I think the way this fight goes is Arnie wins round 1 at a high clip because she's got the pace, she's got the muscle, they're dry. So that'll help her in the exchanges and the grappling. And then round 2, it's women's MMA bullshit. Maybe Carnelosi loses it. But then round 3, man, Rodriguez, the fact that she gasses in almost every fight just leads me to believe that, you know, Arnie can do more, cage push more, maybe get on top. We've seen with Gillian Robertson. I'm not even saying her first name anymore. Rodriguez couldn't get back up. So yeah, I like Arnie, man. She was always on the steroids though, so all this like post USADA shit, I don't really care. She's always been on the juice.
Those arms couldn't get any bigger. Like it's impossible.
Mushroom, we cannot pull that up. You need to go smoke a cigarette. Relax.
Please chill out.
Yeah, and another thing, Carnelosi, if you look at her record, she's fought the likes of Ribas, Hill, and Lupi, who are all like anti-grapplers. You know, they've all got good grappling. And then you got Hill, who's, you know, many times faced girls who have been looking to take her down and had camp. So she's got good takedown defense. So, yeah, Carnelosi wasn't able to get her game going, but she can definitely hit takedowns here. This is a typical women's MMA fight. It should be minus 110 apiece. The line's getting stupid. I'm gonna have to hit it again, man.
Yeah, you're making me feel better about me smelling that absolutely disgusting women's MMA underdog, but I'm probably just smelling the testosterone coming out of Carnelosi's pores. So
wow. I'm not. I'm holding my nose for this entire card. I'm holding my nose until June 1st. All right. So just holding my breath.
Yeah. I've already seen you firing away the plays on Twitter today, so that's absolutely false. You have already like 5 money line plays out. One of them is an Angela Hill bet that you can't cash out, so don't lie to the people. We got the Mongolian Knight, Alatang Ali. Is that better than the Mongolian Murderer? His friend Arichi Long? I don't know. You guys are the ones to choose. They're both Mongolian.
I like this fight though.
And Cledison Rodriguez KR. It should have been like AR 15. Yeah, it's absolutely. That's like worse than a TB nickname. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah. So what do you got for him? Let's go.
KR15. If we're gonna just build off what he's got, let's do KR15 like an AR15. If you want to,
that's terrible. See, that's what I'm saying. The only thing you could do is make a shitty nickname worse. Boo.
Well, you're putting me on the spot here within 5 seconds. So now you get to see how the tomatoes are cooked over here. Like this is what we do, man. It's all about those 5-second shitty nicknames. Come on, Chronic Combat. This is where it's at. Wow. Yeah. Clayton, moving up. No longer in the 125 region, right? Alatang Haley has absolutely zero striking defense, and he has wrestling. He just, doesn't like showing people that he has wrestling. I feel like Clayton should win this fight. I don't trust Alatang. Like Clayton's get-ups early against Javid against Fareed, not the worst. Like he's doing his best out there.
Fight was also at bantamweight, by the way.
Oh, jeez. But ultimately, I feel like that was his punishment. He had to move up and face Fareed.
Correct.
After missing at 125. So
that was the troll. That was the troll told to move up to bantamweight.
Yeah. Now you get the Mongolian Knight. Somehow this guy has an above 500 record in the UFC.
How? I watch his fights and it's like watching paint. He doesn't wrestle. He doesn't strike. I've never seen him actually do anything, but he somehow got his hand raised. So no chance. I'm going with Clayton Rodriguez, and I actually think he finishes him. Honestly, CJ Vergara is actually somewhat of a decent fighter when you really think about it. He's carved out his little niche there in the UFC, and he's scrappy. And I think CJ Vergara would kick Alatang Haley's ass. So there you go. Rich, square?
No, I like it, man. I like Rodriguez. I like a finish too. I like some unders as well, maybe to be safe. But yeah, I like Clayton a lot, man. You mentioned it. He's moving up a weight class, 135. The first time he did that, he had Basharat. He had a huge metrics on his side. You know, he was taller, had a longer reach, and he's just better everywhere, man. His jiu-jitsu's no joke. I don't think he's a joke. Like, I think he could be a contender, unlike his retarded brother who lost not too long ago. You mentioned the CJ fight. That was the debut for Claydson. And it was on a pay-per-view. He didn't pace himself, went for the finish early and paid for it. We've seen it many times, so I give him a pass for that. Good lateral movement. He's on the steroids. He's young. He's working with DuBronx, improving. Leg kicks, heavy strikes. All the upsides on Claydson for me. Then you look on China's record, 4 losses, all finish. Poor competition, Kroom, Chad Angellinger, Benoit, who gassed in that fight. He crashes into the pocket. I don't like to see that. I don't think his striking's good. It's not educated. He's just an athlete who likes to throw down, and he's pretty durable, which we've seen from the Casey Kenny fight. But Kenny was being a bit predictable there, man. He was happy to point fight, just throw the sink at him and, win on points, in my opinion. You know, his striking wasn't varied. He just kept throwing the kicks up. And, China was happy to stand there and take the L, man. He can't hold people down when he grapples if he decides to grapple. If he does decide to grapple, I think Clayton's going to be okay. He's going to have that, that black beast defense where he just uses his strength to pop up. I've seen it a few times on tape. He exits on a straight line, China, when you're striking with him. He doesn't like backing up. He can't fight going backwards. And that's what I mean, man. And he's prone to get caught, especially by a high kick. The way he exits, 0 lateral movement. He's prone to get guillotined as well. I've seen that from the tape when he fought Lopez round 3. Lopez put a guillotine on him, but wasn't able to get it. He slipped out. When he fought Dinar hit him with a left hook. Didn't like it. Panic wrestled. If Dinar had any sense about him, he could have shot for a guillotine. I have seen a guillotine from Rodriguez. Don't remember the fight. Watched so much tape, but it's there. So that's a possibility also. But yeah, this is one of my favorite bets, and I was literally going to put a max bet on Rodriguez, but the line wasn't good enough for me. I didn't like it, so went smaller in the end. But yeah, I love Claydson in this position, man.
Yeah, I will take him. He's doing his best. Okay, Pippi. It's Mongolia, part of the region.
He's from China. He's from China, man. Same.
Pepe bringing his thoughts into the universe. I'm hoping the best for you, my friend. I might make 3 figures this card. That's what we're looking for. So here we go. We got it. We got the matchup everybody was waiting for. Lil Monster, Vanessa Demopoulos versus Emily Gordinha Ducote. Yeah, I mean, I get like the idea of Demopoulos here. I don't get how she actually makes it happen in practice. Yeah, she fights in all these close fights, blah, blah, blah. It's like, Ducote is legitimately a good striker. She lacks in volume and output and, focus. And I think she typically just is a little bit underwhelming when she's facing, like pretty solid high output fighters. Lupi Godinez, I know she has her downfalls, but, she is a high volume fighter and she'll mix in the wrestling. Angela Hill, it's a very tough matchup. Ashley Yoder, it was a little close for comfort, but Yoder's always been kind of a cardio machine and a volume monster, but not great. So, but she had a big reach advantage and we could match the size of Ducote. We're in this matchup here. I mean, Ducote's going to have a significant reach advantage, a significant striking defense advantage, and just an overall advantage in the skill set. I mean, she looks like someone that's trained MMA her whole life, and Vanessa Demopoulos looks like someone that decided to switch over from sliding down poles to figuring out how to learn boxing. And it's not pretty on the feet. It's not. She's tough. She throws some elbows on the mat versus Murata. Don't bring Scott into the conversation. Guru, I'm so sorry. But ultimately, in all reality, I don't think Ducote is going to do anything that gives Demopoulos a chance to shine in this fight. I don't think a takedown's coming. And if it stays on the feet, it's going to be calf kicks and landing just enough from distance to maybe she doesn't finish Demopoulos, but I mean, at under 2.5 plus 310 for Demopoulos, who's been dropped before. And Ducote, who's been known to disappoint. So if Demopoulos was going to get a win, I don't think she can squeak out a decision here. I think she's got to pull a submission out of her asshole. I don't think that happens. I think Ducote wins it. I think it's probably better to stay away, but some combination of Ducote and over, you probably get somewhere close enough to even money to not place the bet. So that's what I'm going to do. Guru, you're muted.
All right. Yeah, I don't really love this fight at all. I don't think Vanessa Demopoulos gets it done. She's been a bit of an overperformer here in the UFC. She's training out of the PI, but I don't really know. Like, when you train at the PI, you have the strength and conditioning coaches and the nutritionists, but unless you have like a team and like a main gym or like head coaches and stuff, like you're just doing your own thing. And she does like a lot of commentary and a lot of other shit. So like jujitsu stuff, like I don't know how fully focused she is. And I just think Ducote's by no means worth a minus 345, but I do think that she's probably better basically everywhere and should win a really, really boring fight. What do you got, Rich?
Yeah, same, man. Ducote, she's been training with Hill and the rest of the girls. Had a good camp, BJJ black belt. She's got wrestling, got power in her hands, educated striking. Yeah, it's low volume, but it is kind of technical for women's MMA. Vanessa's a head case. That bullshit where she just sits on the ground. There's a fucking stool there, man. Use it, bitch. Frey, Murata, kind of robberies, in my opinion. I lean that way. I don't think she won them fights personally. She's not well-rounded enough. She's tenacious, but that'll only get you so far, man. I think, Emily's going to be hitting her and it's going to be significant. She does carry some power. Depending on the ref, man, we could get a finish. Mark Smith fights over Peterson again, and, Vanessa's in a pool of blood when the bell rings in the third round. So, yeah, Ducati, but I don't even know how you'd play this. It could very easily be a decision, so I wouldn't be tempted with the unders or taking a punt on the finishes. So I'm just staying away altogether, but I think Ducati smashes them, man.
Yeah, I like it.
I agree completely.
Yeah, that brings us to the end, man. This is beautiful.
Thank God. Rich, we owe you. This is not your last podcast. I refuse to accept that. You will be back with us, and we will be bringing you on for a pay-per-view, not only because you are great at giving breakdowns and gambling, but because you come on super, super late. So the least we can do is give you shit worth talking about. That's a promise.
It's a deal, man. It's a deal. Yeah, if people want my bets, I'm not currently doing them at the minute. There's a GoFundMe on my Twitter. So if you donate $5 to that and then DM me, I'll give you my bets this week, man. And I've already sorted much of the week out for the next card, the big pay-per-view. Wow. So maybe
we're hoping to get tickets, but those prices better fucking drop.
Oh, really? What they cost?
$400 just to get in the building, and that's not even with the taxes and fees. Are probably like $450.
And that's in New Jersey.
Yeah, at Prudential.
Beers, travel.
Yeah, it's not Listen, you gotta listen. We can't just keep giving the UFC what they want. They're making record gains, and it's for a reason. They keep raising their prices.
Right.
I mean, come on. And yeah, it would be great. We would love to have a big old panel. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll figure life out.
We could do that, right? Is Manchester 304?
Exactly. Well, you know what? We've taken him far enough, Rich. It's been an absolute pleasure. Do you have any final things to tell the people before we get out of here? I know you just let the people know about the GoFundMe and everything on the Bleed account, but what anything else you got cooking or anything before we pass it off to the Guru for his typical outro?
Nah, that's kind of it for me, man. Thanks for having me on. It was fun, man. Didn't mind staying up for it. And yeah, just to reiterate, if you want my bets, $5, it's fuck all, and you're giving to a good cause. So go drop some money on the GoFundMe, man.
Love it. Guru, take us away.
Love that you're doing that, Rich. You're the man. Yeah, listen, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. We've got an unfortunate week off next week for Memorial Day. So listen, everybody, enjoy Memorial Day and have a great time. But I don't know what the fuck my cats are doing right now.
Oh my god, dude, you had to just
No,
30
this is
seconds to close it out.
this
Are they
is
fucking
crazy.
each other or what's happening?
Still very close to it.
Jesus Christ.
Listen,
Finish it. All right. Well, you got to finish the show so you can
I'm
break
finishing. Oh my God, chill. Jeez Louise. My God. Listen, you can follow me if you want. Me on my cat material. You can follow me, the Guru Scouting MMA, Twitter, Verdict, Instagram, Tapology, Picket, and Bet MMA. And if you really want to follow the person that gives out the worst nicknames on planet Earth, gives zero foresight into them, and I don't even know what else.
Plenty of foreskin, though.
I literally, like, I don't even know. Bubblegum's worth of forms. TV Scouting MMA. Go follow him. All right, I'm done. Play the song. Take care, everybody. Have a safe Memorial Day. Thank you.